Arkansas Congressman French Hill. He is a member of the Financial Services Committee. Congressman, it's great to have you this morning. Thanks very much. Your reaction to $30 trillion in debt, what's the impact?
Well, Maria, it's great to be with you. It's depressing. $30 trillion, up $8 trillion over the course of fighting this pandemic. And Americans should be concerned about that because that's part of the reason why we're fueling inflation by all this fiscal stimulus, increasing demand while we have constrained supply, and Biden policies to cut supply, like in the supply of oil and gas to power American industry. Secondly, as interest rates go up, we're going to have more and more of our budget consumed by paying interest on that national debt. 1 point increase in the average Treasury rate is about $290 billion plus, which is what we pay every year for the VA. So it's an amazing impact on the federal budget in the negative way. That affects every taxpayer.
Yeah, I'm really glad that you mentioned that because people want to understand why this is important and why it impacts them. At this point, we're going to have our kids and our grandkids paying high taxes to pay off this debt. Congressman, I want to get your take on this continued effort on the part of your colleagues on the left to push through any part of Build Back Better that they can get through. They're talking about the $555 billion they want to spend on climate. Is the $30 trillion in debt not an issue for them?
I don't believe it's an issue for him. In fact, Mr. Yarmouth of Kentucky, who's the House Budget Committee chairman, says there's no limit to the amount of money that we can borrow, that we're the United States. There's no economic impact. We can borrow and borrow till the cows come home. It's completely economic illiteracy on the part of the Democrats. Let me say that even as we debate this week international competition with China and the United States on the House floor, Democrats are trying to put in Build Back Better spending priorities in a China bill. So they will not stop their relentless effort to bankrupt our country.
Well, what about that China bill? Is that going to pass?
Well, here in the debate, there are over 570 amendments, I think, filed, which tells me right off the bat, there's not consensus among Democrats and Republicans about this bill. This is a Nancy Pelosi bill, top-down, cram-down, that in fact enables China. It doesn't help America compete with China. It's the exact opposite as she proposes. It didn't go through committees in the right way, and so I hope it doesn't pass. I don't think it's a good bill. I don't think it's the right bill to make America more competitive and hold China accountable.
Let me ask you about all this corruption that we continue to put a spotlight on, whether it's, members of Congress or the Biden family having these ties to communist China, accepting money, or now this story, Congresswoman Maxine Waters, the chairman of the House Financial Services Committee, is funneling campaign funds to her daughter. We've got data from the Federal Election Committee showing that Karen Waters' company, Progressive Connections, has received $1.25 million from her mother since 2003 for campaign-related services. Payments include slate mailing, a band for a holiday event. Congressman, is this illegal? I mean, some on the Hill have been stripped of committee assignments for posting a meme online. What is the accountability here for Maxine Waters?
Well, Maxine Waters has to face the accountability from her constituents and her voters in the LA basin that she gave her daughter $1.2 million in campaign cash for services rendered to the campaign. But that goes in addition to millions prior to that she's hired previous family members to do campaign assignments. The FEC, the Federal Election Commission, rules don't prohibit a campaign from hiring a family member, but there's an appearance problem, and Maxine Waters certainly has one in this case. But I'm a lot more concerned about Maxine Waters trying to push for more federal spending, raise taxes, increase regulatory burden, and hurt American competitiveness than I am about her campaign situation. Her voters in LA Basin need to see the transparency for her, and she should be held accountable by them for her campaigns.
Yeah, Congressman, I got to ask you about all of this surveillance that we talk about all day. You sent a letter to Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen urging her to clarify new reporting requirements for digital assets. What do you want to see in terms of requirements for digital assets? And also, can you explain the rules around surveillance of our bank accounts? Because now we understand that PayPal and Venmo are sending surveillance information on transactions that are $600 to the IRS. I thought that was in Build Back Better and it was dead. Or are we seeing orders for the financials to send information about our bank accounts on $600 transactions?
Well, Maria, this is a bad move by the Biden administration on both instances. House Democrats and Republicans are against this digital asset provision that was in the infrastructure bill. We think it sweeps up all kinds of different players in the digital asset issue. Let me give you an example. They want to impose a tax on brokerage of digital assets, but the bill does a sloppy job of defining what that is, and it includes a lot of people that are not customer-facing brokers. It includes software developers. It includes the miners. So Patrick McHenry of North Carolina, Tim Ryan of Ohio have legislation to fix that. On the subject of PayPal, that's a breaking news story, and you're right. The $600 surveillance of your bank accounts was a pay-for in Build Back Better. Republicans, citizens all across this country fought back against it. It's not been passed into law, and if the IRS is doing that, they will pay a price when Republicans take back the House and we start an oversight. And I'll work with Kevin Brady, our chairman of Ways and Means Committee, to get to the bottom of that if, in fact, it's happening right now.
Okay, well, we're going to keep checking on this because we understand Venmo and PayPal are sending this surveillance information to the IRS, and we want to know if all of the banks are going to be doing that as well, Congressman. Thanks for staying on this. We so appreciate it.
Thanks, Maria.
Thank you, sir.